Hello, soul friends. This is Miriam. Welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is all about romance for people who are not single at this time. You're in a relationship. So if you are single or newly single, then go find the video that is probably right next to this one because I'm going to upload them at the same time. It looks pretty much just like this. I think I put the bracelets in on different piles, but same deck of cards. Same format of a reading. It's just the other one was for singles and this one is for people in a relationship. So if you're in a relationship, you're in the right place. Remember, no matter your individual beliefs, tarot or oracle reading is your subconscious mind helping you answer life's ponders, or it is your spirit guides actually coming through to give you advice because they love you. Either way you look at it, it's healthy and you are in the right place. I said that twice. You're in the right place. You must be. All right, so we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. These are the decks we will be using. This deck is this one. The second deck is this one. I have used these before in case they look familiar. In fact, I used these ones recently because I did one with all my 10 cards, my cards that came in 10s. I have a reading for that. So I can't remember what it was about. It was something. It was something amazing. You should go watch it. And then pile 4 is this one. There's the name of the... Okay. And then for each of the piles, you will get a card from here and a card from here. This deck right here is this one. If you watch a lot of pick a card readings, man, we all have this deck, I swear. I got jealous of watching people use it, so I finally went online and got mine. This one I don't see a whole bunch. My grandfather was very into hummingbirds. He had little feeders all over his back porch. So, that's why I got that. So anyway, okay, so go ahead and focus, pause if you need to. This is all about romance, what's currently going on with you and your partner, your romantic person. Okay, so if you're single and you're crushing on someone, probably go watch the other one. But if something comes out, I'll let you know. All right, we will see you in your individual readings. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Hello, pile 1. So if you picked this blue lace agate bracelet, I'm going to put it on because it actually matches my dress today. And the Pagan Cat Tarot. We're going to get into what's going on with you and your person that you're in a relationship with, because you are not single. If you are single, you're in the wrong video. You got to go find the singles video. Oh, hello, hello. You know, that fell out over here, so I'm just going to take that as a sign that that was the card you were supposed to get first. Ooh. Really? Okay. Lucky you got a lot of cards. Let's see if I can make them all fit. Okay, pile 1. Having like a breathless moment. Maybe you take your person's breath away. Maybe they take yours away. Gross. I'm going to say gross a lot. You've been warned. Okay. The more I say gross, the more romantic you guys are at. So anytime you see gross, you can be like, oh, that's a good sign. All right, let's just turn them over, shall we? We got the Queen of Swords in reverse. The Tower. This is like my favorite Tower card ever because that cat reminds me, even though he's not gray and black like that, I have a cat that looks so much like that. He's white, but he's white and orange, but he looks like that. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Oh, the Hanged Man. The Knight of Swords. Ooh, 10 of Coins or Pentacles. Aw, and 6 of Swords. Okay. You heard me. I'm going to say gross already, y'all. I'm also going to tell you not to be scared of the Tower card. Every time I get that card, I think, oh my, I always think it's like the apocalypse is coming. The apocalypse is coming to my situation. Have a little apocalyptic party with me. I'm walking away again. You hear me walking away? I'm getting a drink. I'm getting my drink on. And by drinks, when I say I'm getting my drink on, it means I'm drinking soda. If I was drunk, we would never get through these readings. Okay, so that all being said. So if you hear a psh sound, it's just me unscrewing the cap to my soda bottle. I'll try to do that off camera, but I might get perched. So first off with this Queen of Swords in reverse. The Queen of Swords is a single kitty cat in this particular instance. I love her little owl because she's an air sign, right? I love all of her butterflies. I love her little like spot that she's got outside. It's very nice, right? She's usually a single queen. It can be like a widow or a widower situation card. It could be somebody who's single, somebody who is okay with being single, even though like the widow card, like who would be okay with your spouse dying, you know what I mean? But like she's got like this strength, this like charismatic energy, this survivor vibe, okay? And so when I see her in reverse, that to me almost feels like some of you are surprised by this. Oh, I had to take a drink. That this relationship surprised you, okay? That it came out of nowhere, that you were fine being single, but then this upheaval happened. The Tower moment was that you kind of had a relationship drop out of the sky, okay? I'm going to give you some kudos here in a minute, even though you're gross. And I'm going to walk away from you again, as is my custom. If I could, like, move the camera with me and do readings while I move around, you guys would probably be a lot happier. And you could hear me a lot clearer over time. It's almost like the Tower moment for you was, like, realizing that, like, oh, I guess I'm not going to be, like, by myself. I was just starting to warm up to that idea. Does that make sense? I'm getting that very heavily for some of you. Yeah, very heavily. Like, I feel like that's, like, this relationship kind of came out of the blue. You weren't expecting it. If that's not the case for you, go ahead and hang out and see if you're in the right pile still. But that's the main thing I got from these cards is, like, some of you have been single for a while. And you were like owning it, okay? And now it's like all of a sudden your world's kind of upside down because now all of a sudden you're back into cultivating a relationship with someone, seeing where it goes. Some of you, I'm just going to call you out, are hedging your bets because some of you stayed single for a while because the relationship you were in last, like, also caused, like, some Tower moments for you. And I feel like some of you were kind of in the mode of, I am never going to be in a relationship again. Like, this is just me. I'm going to be single. I don't need anybody else. And then all of a sudden, you know, Mr. or Miss Right comes along. And you're like, dang it, this is so gross. Hang on, I'm getting messages. Give me a sec. It was just that dude, John, that lived in the basement. Okay, so anyway, like, he still lives in the basement sometimes, you know, but he's out and about right now. So he was texting to tell me what funny Conan the Barbarian quotes he was giving people at work. You guys watch Conan the Barbarian? The old one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, not the new one with, I think it was Jason Momoa. Ugh, it wasn't good. You can yell about me saying that in the comments if you wish. Don't. I don't care. Okay, so anywho. But, you know, throw me some Conan the Barbarian quotes if you want to in the comments section. I'm always down for that. I will start dragging you guys into my movie buff situation because I'm old. Movies were all the rage back in the 80s and 90s. We were really into them. You watch the same ones over and over again and, like, quote them. So anywho, kiddos, you're missing out. I could give you a whole list of things that you've missed out on. So, that being said, one of them is Conan the Barbarian. And I wonder if that has something to do with your reading. Conan the Barbarian. That guy in that movie was like very much like his whole family got slaughtered and then he was like a slave, like, for the first 30 years of his life. Or I guess the next 30 years in his life. And they just had him pushing this like wheel around to like, I don't know, I guess they were doing like hydropower. I have no idea. They're just being mean to their slaves. They're like, push this wheel around in a circle until you're all dead. And of course, Arnie didn't die. He kept on keeping on. So then they're like, maybe we should have him fight to the death. So it's like, I see like a hard time. Does that make sense? Like, maybe you weren't pushing a wheel around in chains, but possibly emotionally you were. Okay, with that last relationship or that last relationship energy that you have. And then as like things progressed, like you were comfortable. And then upheaval again. Okay. Some of you, okay, this is coming through as well. Some of you weren't happy about being single, but you had like come to accept that that was just like where you were in your life at this time. And like this new relationship came in when you least expected it. So like even if you've been with this person for a while, let me know if that timeline kind of fit. Because some of you have been together for a while, but like I love this one in the sense that the kitty cat is not sad about the fact that like the crop isn't totally matured yet. Like, look at that happy little face. It's like, oh, I'm just tending to this wonderful thing I have. So like, I see you not doing things similarly to how you did them before. And the reason why is because while this did feel a little bit like a major change in your life or an upheaval of sorts, or if the last breakup felt that way for you, because you started like embracing where you are at this time in your life, even when like you were single, if you didn't want to be, or if you're feeling kind of lonely, you actually like kind of like silver lined it yourself a little bit of like, yeah, I'm single and that sucks and that wasn't what I was hoping for, but better than being with like a toxic relationship, or better than me feeling like I did back when I was in that relationship, or better than me feeling like I did right after that relationship ended. And so it was like you're kind of just doing your own thing, minding your own business, but then this relationship came along and it was so good, for the most part, gross, that you decided to cultivate it, but you're cultivating it in a different way than you used to. It's like before, I see people maybe worrying about like if they don't call, or worrying if like they say something a little bit cryptic, or you're not sure what they mean by it, and you either don't like try to read into it too much and just let it go, or you actually just honestly ask like, what did you mean by that? And like your communication has gotten better. Okay, you're not living for that other person, like you're just enjoying your time with that person. Communication changes big time. Like you're not afraid to say what you want. You're not afraid to say if that's not working for you, okay? And I think that's great. A lot of times when people hold back from doing that, it's because they're worried that like if they put their boundaries out there, they put their wants and their needs out there to their partner's going to be like, well, I'm not signing up for that, and just bounce and leave you alone, right? And like at this point, you know what being alone feels like. You were doing okay. And even if you weren't doing okay, you were managing in your truth. Like you'd rather have truth than be comfortable. Okay. And so I see you still very much just seeing where it goes, doing your own thing, looking at things in a different way. The Hanged Man a lot of times talks about stuck energy, but in this particular case, like this cat isn't stuck. This cat's just looking out the window in a different way. We're trying to figure out how to get out to that tree in a different way. It's like, she's not, and I'm going to call her a she because she's a calico. And generally those are female kitties. They're not always. Sometimes they are born male, but when they are, the male can't reproduce. And so like, it's very rare to find a male calico cat. Little cat lesson for you that probably everybody already knows. But I like how like it's almost like, oh, with the calico scenario, it's like you're not worried about, are we going to get married? Are we going to have kids? Where is this going? Like you're fine with it. You're just going with it. You're communicating what you want. You're still doing the things that you love. that you did for yourself before. And that is all about making a healthy relationship. Ah, I love that energy. Anytime I feel something healthy is going on, especially in relationships, I sing for joy because like I see so many people just twist themselves up. Their whole life gets twisted up because it's twisted up around this person that isn't giving as much as them, right? And I'm not seeing you guys doing that in this group one. I'm seeing that you guys are moving forward, but you're doing things in a good way. Okay. So it's like, sorry, I keep pausing because I keep getting messages and I'm like worried, even though my computer's on right over there, that it's like some poor client trying to call. Stop it, Miriam. Get my head in the game. Okay. Yeah, I don't see you worrying about them, or like if there's something you want to do, like you consider them, but you don't like, your whole life isn't wrapped up in this person, even though like I'm looking and seeing that like the relationship is looking really good. That kind of energy that you're rocking in a relationship leads to the family situations of 10 of Cups or 10 of Pentacles as well. It's like not just happy together in your relationship, but like happy in a way that like it moves to other people, like you make a family, or you become like a powerhouse couple, or you know, that kind of deal. I'm also seeing that you two are not going to separate anytime soon. That this person that you're with now is going to like take you with them come hell or high water, okay, is what their plans are. And so like it's looking good. I'm also seeing that like the baggage from your past is not holding that person up. Like they know it's there, but they're just willing to move forward with you. So like I'm seeing like your partner as being someone very solid as well. What else do we want to say? Yeah, I'm seeing them almost kind of rocking that same energy as you. It's like, I'm going to take you with me. We're going to be okay. You know what I mean? But it's like inspiring to others and like makes them want to have a relationship like that. Okay. It's not grossing me out. So that's great. It's like the reason why it's not grossing me out, and let's just be honest here because I'm talking to people that might get what I'm saying because you're in this group. It's not like I get grossed out by love. It's that sappy, like you might as well be on cocaine. You're so Twitter-pated in love. That's when I start calling you out for being gross. The same way I would call you out if you were like, you know, drunk or you know, whatever. I just like tease you a little bit. Okay. And it's because like, it's an intoxicating sensation. Like the reason why I'm giving you a hard time is because I know what it feels like. I've been in that situation before. Oh yes. And so I also know that even if your relationship works out together, like that Twitter-pated phase fades. It doesn't stay there forever. Your love can grow and turn into even better things, but it's not going to be like you ride off into the sunset together and then it's just like breakfast nooks and sunshine for the rest of your lives. That's not how life works. Sorry. And the people in this pile, I feel like understand that. The ones that don't are like, I'm out of here. She doesn't believe in love. Well, I do, but I don't, you know, not the TV love. Aw, look at that. For your oracle card, you got happiness. I'm going to put that right over those guys because this is like very much energy that I feel like is kind of past. And what else do we have? Ooh, some of you need to go have some breakfast. I feel like you guys, some of you are hungry right now watching this. Go get a snack. Okay, let's see. As the breezes grow cooler, it is time for a change. Migrating into new territory. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I see you guys adapting to change and moving forward with change together. I'm seeing that that it's like this connection that you have is lasting, and like that's a big change for some of you, I believe. from what you were used to. It's like it feels almost effortless. And like a lot of it is because you look at things differently now. It's not just because this is like the most magical person ever that you're with. Even though they are quite nice, I am going to throw a compliment out there to your love interests and say like, they're solid people. Is what I'm seeing. Like the relationship is looking great. You might move in together or start a new life together in some way. Your guides are saying to go ahead and not fear that, okay? Don't slip back into that, but I was comfortable before, okay? They're green-lighting you to go ahead and move forward with this connection, and that is also very nice. What else do I want to say to you guys? Yeah, keep rocking that healthy energy. Like, I love how mature and healthy this all feels. That kind of love to me is real and not gross. Not that the gross love isn't real. Not that that Twitter patient thing isn't real. It's just like this weird intoxication thing that happens when it first feels new. And, you know, the young people or the newly in love are just like everything's all shiny and new. And like the cynics that are like, life is pain. we roll our eyes and call you gross. It's okay though. I believe in this love for you guys. I do. I'm thinking it's looking good. That being said, I don't have a lot more to say about it. Air signs, lots of air signs with the swords. Pentacle energy is earth, so one of you might be an earth sign, one of you might be an air sign. Butterflies with the change. It's like, this is a pleasant change. Like, go ahead and trust it and move forward with your person. Show them the same dedication that they're showing you. That's what else I needed to say. Okay. Yeah, and don't be scared that it makes you look weak or needy, okay? That's the other thing. I think some of you really came into your own power, and this almost feels like a step backwards of like, am I really going to do the whole relationship thing again? Your guides are saying go ahead because it's actually a good thing at this time, at this place. Okay, that's all I've got for you. Very nice, not too gross pile ones. Thank you. If you found this helpful, please let me know how it did help you. Jesus. My words are just not coming out today. If you did find this helpful, give me comments on how it was. You can give me topic ideas in those comment sections as well. If you would like to book a private reading with me, go ahead and email me or hop onto any of those links that are in the description box. There are a few different ways that you can book readings with me. Like if you don't want to go through the Everclear platform, you can always just email me privately and we can work something out together. I have different packages that I do there as well. So thank you for your time. I'm happy for you guys. It looks like you're in a good, healthy spot with your person. And so with that, I will let you go off and have a fabulous life. We will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye-bye. Hello, pile 2. So if you picked this bracelet, we're going to get into what's going on with you and your relationship of romance with your person. Oh, hello. Mm-hmm. Okay. Lots of cards for you, my friend. We might have to cover some of them up when we start getting into your oracle cards. It's okay. Okay. That just means you've got lots of information coming in from your wonderful guides, you guys. Can we fit them all? Let's see. You guys probably hate it when I do this. Like, just read the card, Miriam. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I might switch those when I turn them over. Depends on what they say. I feel like maybe I mixed them up. Let me know in the comments if I mixed up your cards. Ew. Let's have some ringing in my ear. It is allergy season, so my ears are quite plugged. However, I feel like that was somebody's guide coming through. We have the Strength card. Ooh, Two of Wands. The Star in reverse. 9 of Wands. 10 of Cups. 5 of Wands. 9 of Cups. Knight of Wands. And 3 of Cups. Okie dokie then. Let me squish these back up some more so that you can see them all. Okay. There we go. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay. So what I'm getting right off the bat for a lot of people in this pile is that this is a relationship that's been a longer one, like it's been ongoing. Okay, like some of you may have been together for years. If that's not the case, go ahead and stick around, see if this is still the pile for you. But for a lot of you, I'm feeling like a long relationship. Okay, so like I'm gonna lay this out for those people real quick, and then I'll get into if I see any new energy coming in. Okay, so with the Strength card, I'm seeing that this is a strong relationship, okay? It's so funny. I always, you know, if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that like when I do romance or when romance comes up in a reading, I say things like, ew, gross, like I'm teasing you, like so-and-so and so-and-so kissing in a tree or whatever it is. Wait. Sitting in a tree, and then they're K-I-S-S-I-N-G in it. Gross. Okay, so like, anywho, I'm not getting the gross vibes from this pile either. And this is why. And I think it's because you've been together so long, the people that have been in a long relationship with your person, that like, you know, at this stage in your life that like relationships are not always sunshine and rainbows. Most people, when they think of a relationship working out, they want this, okay? And you should aspire to this. I'm not saying that this isn't something that's good or that's something that isn't, you know what I mean? But like anybody that's been in a relationship for a long time or was in a relationship that just simply didn't work out that felt like this at first, y'all know. You're not sillies. You all know that that's not like how it is all the time, right? Conflicts arise, right? You realize that both of you are not perfect, okay? But I feel like you've made sacrifices for each other, okay? That you've stood by each other, that you've made it through conflicts together, that you were strong enough to do that, that it is a good partnership, okay, with that Two of Wands. But you know you're both not like perfect, right? And that's a good, healthy way to feel because nobody is perfect, you guys. Therefore, no relationship can be perfect. Therefore, maintaining this energy all the time is not realistic. And like, you know, I probably lose clients because I'm so, I seem so anti-love, and it's like not even what I'm about. I'm into this kind of love. You know what I mean? Because like, if a relationship actually does make it through the long haul, and I mean like till death do us part kind of stuff, right? Like, you know that it's not always perfect, that there's like struggles you have to overcome and sacrifices you have to make and accepting each other even though you're not perfect, okay? That is all I'm trying to say with that. It's like, yeah. What else did I want to say about that? Okay, so let's talk about the good things. I'm not seeing this being a new relationship just yet. If you are in a new relationship with somebody, this could be talking about your future with them. So go ahead and stick around because you might be getting like a preview of your life with this person if this is a new relationship, if you still feel like you're in the right place. And I feel like you are. Okay, so that being said, sorry. Um, there's like a low blood sugar thing going on here. Not just for me. I feel like some of you have it too. Did you skip your breakfast? I said that to pile one as well. Maybe I skipped mine. So with the strength card, I'm seeing that it's a good partnership, that you have strength together. You know you're not perfect, but you realize that that's just because like sacrifices have to be made. Nobody's perfect. And like the main thing is that you're as perfect together as a couple could possibly be. Gross. There it is. That even though you face challenges and you fight sometimes and all of that, right? Because nobody makes it through a relationship without having fights. Like you have to discuss stuff and sometimes it gets heated, okay? As long as you're just keeping it civil, that's just part of having a relationship, all right? But regardless of the challenges and the sacrifices and the imperfections that you have, you still feel like dreams come true to each other, like you wished for that kind of a relationship and this is what you got. So if you're newer in this relationship, this is the potential that I see, is this ability of like having a long-standing relationship with this person that is strong, that is a good partnership, that withstands the test of time, is accepting of sacrifices that need to be made, and a mutual understanding that perfection is not the expectation here, but being perfect together and working together and being stronger together is, okay? Overcoming challenges, overcoming fights, and still being a dream come true to each other. It's beautiful. I'm seeing with Knight of Wands that there's a lot of passion in this relationship. Gross. But I'm also seeing that you both maintain like a healthy balance between like your relationship together, and some of you even have kids because you've been together for a while. It's sort of this feeling of you still have passion for each other, even though you've been together for years and you've had kids, okay? If you haven't yet, you're headed towards that. You would still have, like, if you're worried, if we have kids, will we lose our passion? Not according to this spread. You're actually looking like you'll keep that gross stuff going on for a long, long time, regardless of these little life ruiners show up. A while ago, I just decided to be me on this channel. How do you guys like it? I just called your kids life ruiners. How do you like it? I know they're not life ruiners to you. They are to me because I don't have any. And if I did have one, I'd be, probably pretty upset for that entire 9-month time of like, why is this happening to me? I'm not ready. Even though I'm like old, I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm definitely not ready now. So that being said, y'all are, if you have kids. If you haven't, you're not going to lose that passion because of fights. You're not going to lose your passion because one of you finds out the other one isn't perfect. You're not going to lose that strength. You're not going to lose face or lose your power or dynamic in this relationship by making sacrifices, okay? That to me is all speaking very positively, my friends. The fact that you are also healthy in your other relationships, like I see that you guys have like a healthy friend situation. If you've been together so long that you have the same friends, it's like you get along with them well. You still put each other first, but you still make time for like family and friends in your own life, which is also awesome. I'm not seeing any like cheating. I'm not seeing any lack of commitment. So far, if you're in this pile, your relationship looks like it's going well. You either already know that because you've been through it, or this is what you have to look forward to. So if this is a new relationship, and you're worried because you finally let one slip in front of them and now they know you're not perfect, right? Or you finally got into an argument with them because you're not doing that whole, let's be agreeable forever so that we don't abandon each other, like you do in new relationships, where like you might even lie about stuff you're into so that you don't like scare them off, right? Or you might lie about like what you need or expect because you don't want it to like not align with them and then they'll leave you. It's like I see you both being very much like in it for the long haul. I'm not seeing, so like if you're watching this and you're like, I think he's cheating, or I think she's cheating, or I think they're cheating, they're not. So like if you know for sure and you caught them cheating, which I'm not seeing here. It's like you've worked it out and moved forward and it's not continuing if it did. But I'm not feeling that at all. Like, honestly, like I feel like if you got cheated on, you're probably in the wrong pile. Like, I feel like it's, and if you did and you know and you worked it through, then you know you're in the right spot. It's like, if there were any indiscretions, it had to have happened so early on that it almost didn't count. Like, yeah, we've been together since high school, and there was that one night, you know, I got really drunk and I kissed somebody else. And, you know, we worked it out and we're still good now. That to me is like kind of more of the vibe I'm getting, if there was even anything like that. Is like the conflicts that I see are very small, and the sacrifices that I see are small, and the imperfections I see are small because of the bigger picture of you guys being like solid. Okay. Oops, touching the wrong one. Solid. I'm like, so this is solid. No. Yeah, they're solidly whacking each other. Oh, my friends. I'm so sorry. I am so terrible at romance readings. Can you tell? I do my best. I just feel like I don't do them very often. I feel like a lot of times, like, the focus on romance in our society gets to be like too much for me. I'm like, you realize that you're your own person, right? And I love that the people in this pile like realize that they are their own people, that you've created this wonderful life together, or you will create this wonderful life together, but like neither of you are like compromising beyond equality. You know, like one of you isn't like sacrificing too much, right? You've been through a lot, but it's like the sacrifices and the imperfections have led to a better picture. It's led to like a more, it's something real, okay? Which is beautiful. I love that for you guys. Congratulations, pile 2. Let's see what your oracle has to say. Oh, it's finally cooling off outside. I don't know when you're watching this, but ooh. Speaking of life ruiners, look at that, fertility. Some of you, okay, this changes things a little bit. It's still good, though. Some of you might be getting to this point in this relationship where you're actually considering having children. Don't do it. They'll ruin your life. No, I'm just kidding. Clearly in this picture, they are not ruining anyone's lives. It's a happy family. They're moving into a home together. But it's like, I see this fertility about you. Like, you're still virile and sexy to each other if you've been together for a long time, right? If you are new together, it's like you can't imagine not feeling that way about each other, and that's gross and fine. But it's like age isn't gonna like dampen that, and other people being in your lives isn't gonna like take away what you have together. And I try so hard not to sound sarcastic. I really am happy for you guys. What you must think of me. I'm like, man, somebody must have really given her a hard time. I mean, they did, you know, but I'm okay now, you know. I just know that for me, I'm not going to project this onto you guys. For me, like, romance is a happy bonus that happens in life. It's not the end-all, be-all of life, okay? That's just my own belief, and I project it onto you guys and call you gross, and I'm very sorry. That's pretty much the closest you're ever going to get from me for an apology for calling you gross for being in love. But no, I'm seeing like if you are planning on trying for kids, like now's a good time. I'm also seeing that if you're not having kids, that fertility of abundance, fertility of love, fertility of like, this is going somewhere. It's beautiful. And like, it's something to celebrate as well. I'm getting that. Let's see what your hummingbirds have to say. Oh, hummingbirds. Oh, let's see. Fly with faith. Yes. Trust your sturdy wings and know that the universe is working its magic on your behalf. Yes, if you have any doubts crop up in this relationship over time, your guides are definitely saying, like, don't. Everything is great. Like, as far as I can see in a relationship reading, like, you're in a very healthy place. I love that pile 1 was also in a very healthy place. It's like, I wasn't seeing anybody cheating or like, you know, and I'm not seeing that here. It's like, I'm not seeing anybody giving too much or taking too little. or vice versa. Like, I'm seeing such solid partnerships here. It's making me feel not grossed out, which is very, very special. Okay. That being said, if doubts do creep in, and I think that some of you are probably kind of like me, or even if I have this, I'm like, yeah, but stuff changes and they could cheat on you, you know? I mean, I don't know. I'm a pretty miserable person. They could end up cheating on me, right? Your guides are saying to dispel with any doubt. If you ever have doubt, especially if this is new and you're like, I don't know if it's headed towards this, your guides are saying, please don't worry about that. Like, one of the other things that I hear a lot when people are new to a relationship that's going really well, as this one clearly is, one of the first things they always ask, like, are we going to end up together? And it's not like, I wonder that. You know what I mean? I wonder that about relationships, but it's like, I do it with friendship. Like, how is this going to turn out? You know, or am I going to regret meeting you and letting you into my life? Right? Learn from my mistakes and try to remind yourself that, like, in the grand scheme of life, sorry, that was my bracelets are probably like, in the grand scheme of life, nobody ends up together, you know? Like, even if you both, you know, were on the Titanic and you both went down on that Titanic together and had the same fate, we have no guarantee that we're going to actually see people in the afterlife right away. And it all depends on, like, where we were when we transitioned, or if there's even an afterlife, right? Because I'm always open to all the possibilities here. But generally, we don't die of old age peacefully in our sleep, you know? Although I do find that scene in Titanic, here I am with movies again, where the little old couple, like, cuddle in bed together because they won't separate and they just go back to their cabin to, like, snuggle while the water rushes in around them. I bawl my eyes out on that scene, but it's because it's beautiful to me. Like, they chose to stay together and not separate. And, like, that's the kind of, like, love that I see developing in this. And, like, some of you know you're already there, some of you are new to it, and so it's like, I want to put that out there. If you're like, I'm not sure where this is going, or doubts creep in, we are not guaranteed that happy movie ending, because that, I try so hard not to cuss, it doesn't exist. Okay. The real love that exists is, like, that person who maintains that love and passion and commitment to their partner, even after you can't be passionate because one of you's sick, or you can't be, you know what I mean? Or, like, one of you, you know, changes and there's nothing that can be done about that, you know? We aren't, what am I trying to say? And, like, so many of you probably already know this. I guess this is more for the people that are in a new relationship who might be having doubts. We are not guaranteed a happy ending, you guys. It's just not in the cards ever, okay? And the reason being is because we live in a mortal and physical world, okay? And so everything that we have is fleeting. Everything that we have is not going to be here forever, okay? And that includes our relationships. And so don't worry about where it's going. Okay, it looks like it's going someplace great, but you're going to have those moments. Okay. And if it doesn't work out, the main thing that I try to make sure that people understand is, like, if something doesn't work out with another person, it doesn't mean that you wasted your time, you guys. Okay. I really want people to stop beating themselves up for, like, oh, we broke up, so I just never should have been with them. It's not true, okay? I try to remind people that, like, even if you end up, like, you know, in the worst breakup scenario I can think of, which would be, like, you were dating the most perfect guy and then he turned out to be Ted Bundy, right? Which actually happened to someone, okay? That person came into your life for a reason. Like, your guides wanted you to learn something, okay? Learn something about yourself, learn something about the world, learn something about that person. Nobody's perfect, right? But when you talk to people who did end up with like a Ted Bundy situation, they usually say like, man, we got along great. He was like the perfect guy as far as I knew. See how that works? They had the perfect guy. Well, guess what he was doing when you weren't around? You know? So it's like, all right, now I'm going to bring up another movie, Good Will Hunting, right? When Robin Williams says, you're not perfect, and neither is she, right? But are you perfect for each other? Right? Because there's no sense to get scared that like, I shouldn't go forward with this, or I shouldn't trust this connection because it could change or end up bad, right? That would be like, sorry, one of my kitty cats is doing the linoleum shuffle, I like to call it. Where they skitter scatter around the linoleum floor and it's slippery. You okay, Luna? Luna's having a moment. She's our little demon fighter, so I'm always like, ooh, is there a demon? Not that I believe in demons, or do I? But that being said, my pile twos. Yeah, hopefully if you needed to get out of there while I went on and on, you did. But I just want to put that out there. Like, I feel like that's such an important thing to tell people. And it's becoming more and more apparent to me over the course of my life that like most people don't feel that way. Like most people don't feel like, oh, it was a great thing that we had, but it didn't work out. And now we're just on different paths. It's always like, they ruined my life. I should have never been with them, you know? And I get it. When you get betrayed, you know, you do feel like maybe you wasted your time with them. I get it. I totally get it. And you shouldn't keep wasting your time with them if they're not making you happy. But like, that happy ending of the movies is not true, okay? Even though I love to bring up movies. You know, they cut out the happy ending for a reason. If we kept watching them, you'd have to watch them all, like, get old and die of cancer and, you know, Game of Thrones kind of stuff, right? Where you're like, oh, it's great getting to know you. Now let's see them all just go to their demise. Okay, I think I made enough cinematic references to make you all thoroughly as grossed out as I usually am when I talk about romance. So with that, I will leave you. I'm seeing good things, you guys. Like, if this is new, just be faithful. Don't worry about what's going to happen later. You know, it looks like good stuff, okay? If you've been in a long relationship together, you know what I'm talking about. You've already learned it firsthand. So let me know how this resonated for you in the comments section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you would like to book a private reading with me, there are ways to do so in the description box. We will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye-bye. Hi, pile 3. So if you picked this little purple bracelet, I think it's Crazy Lace Agate. I'm going to set it over here because it doesn't match my outfit today. This one does. So I stole that one. This one I wear all the time, so I stole that one. But that other one's just going to chill right over here. Yeah. You can see it. You see it? Yeah. Okay. I'm baby talking you for some reason. Let's find out what's going on in your romantic relationship. If you are single, this is the wrong video. I have one just for singles. Same cards, maybe different bracelets on different cards, but same thing applies. So hop on over there if you're single. If you're in a relationship, then you are in the right place. Hello. Don't you love how I turn into like a British like detective when I start feeling the cards? I'm going to shuffle again. Okay, here we go. There it is. There's one. I don't know how many cards to get. I've gotten lots of different numbers for all the piles so far. Sorry if I just blew into the mic too hard and it was like, that's always fun. Anything else? For some reason, bottom of the deck energy came out for you. I don't know why. Temperance. I'm going to stick that over here just real quick. But I think that's it. I'm like shaking. I'm like something else is going to, like another card's going to rattle out of there. All right, we've got 5 of Wands. Ooh, the Devil. The World. Major life stuff here, my friends. Ten of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. And Temperance. Speaking of detectives. What the heck does this mean? No, I have a feeling I know what it means. Okay. Pile 3. This is my group that feels like I've got some like negativity in this pile. So if you're like, but we're sunshine and rainbows, everything is going great, we just got back from our honeymoon, what do you mean? Then you might not be in the right pile, because what I'm seeing here is like a pretty clear message from your guides that like something is not in balance, my friends. Okay. I'm also seeing with the World and the Ten of Swords that like something is nearing a completion. Okay. I've also got a lot of conflict with the Five of Wands. And like the funny thing about Five of Wands in this particular deck is like usually it's like people like sword fighting with the wands, just like trying to really whack the heck out of each other with these sticks, right? In this particular case, it's like this fifth one has something that these other ones like want, or like they're almost like picking on this fifth one. Is it because it has a ribbon? Is it because it's got like a, I don't know, what is that? It's probably, I don't know why it would be on the middle of this stick, but it looks like a marshmallow to me, and I want to roast marshmallows. And everybody's like, give us your marshmallow. Okay, so right off the bat, what I'm feeling for some of you is that some of you in this relationship, in your relationship that you're in with your person, whether this is new or a long-term relationship, it doesn't matter. I think the message is kind of the same. It's almost like there's a conflict of like either you being worried that somebody's going to come along and steal your marshmallow, aka your person. I'm just going to start calling your person your marshmallow from the rest of this reading. Like, sweet, it seems like a pretty serious reading, Miriam. Maybe don't call my person a marshmallow. Okay, I'll call you the marshmallow instead. Because you're so squishy and sweet. You're like, what the hell does that even stop it? You're making me uncomfortable. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, are you worried that somebody's trying to take what you have? Are you worried about other people coming in and breaking you up? Maybe you have had people come in and feel like you were there trying to break you up. Competition vibes, big time, okay? Also some betrayal vibes and nearing the end of a cycle of some kind. I'm going to be blunt and say that some of you, not all of you, because there's lots of different people that are going to watch this eventually, maybe someday. Some of you guys as guides are saying that you need to really look at this relationship you're in, because like I'm seeing it kind of throwing you off balance, kind of making you feel stuck, kind of making you feel insecure, almost obsessive, like you might obsess over what they're doing. And if that's not you, then I would say that the partner that you have is obsessing about you being the marshmallow and people trying to take you away. Okay. So for example, like I'm getting like, where were you? Who was that? You know, you look at your phone, they're like, who was that? Right? Or they look at their phone and you're like, who was that? Okay. I've done both. It's fine. I'm not judging you. I'm just really definitely picking up on some insecurity here and some like borderline obsessive, like, no, I'm not saying you're obsessed and stalking your person. I don't think they're obsessed and stalking you either. But it's like this like constant, it's always in the back of the mind of like, what are they doing? Who's trying to mess this up for me? Who's going to take them away? Okay. Kind of holding on too tightly to the relationship is what I'm feeling. And like the relationship can't maintain that. Does that make sense? It needs to balance out if it's going to make it. Okay. And so with the Nine of Pentacles showing up in traditional tarot, that one is usually the lady standing by like a big beautiful like bush that's like full of pentacles, or a big beautiful tree, and she's got like an archway behind her that's like, you know, stacked with pentacles, and she looks really nice. She's dressed sharply. She's usually got like a bird like on her arm, like a hawk or something, or a falcon. Anyway, somebody's gonna like get on there and be like, it's a raptor, how dare you. Sorry, I'm not a big bird person. It's not because I don't like birds, I just don't speak bird, and so I can't like ask them what kind of birds they are. If they want to tell me, I have no idea. And then I live in an area where like, even though there's like a lot of birds and everybody out here is like rural, so they know the land, right? They know the animals, they know the land, they know the rivers, the mountains. They're like, hey, did you go out to wherever, you know, so-and-so's blah, 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 it's out there where so-and-so's old truck used to sit. And you're like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I've been living here for 13 years. And they're like, oh, I can't believe you haven't been there. Right? They know all that stuff. But you ask anybody around here like, hey, I saw this weird big bird by my house. What the heck was it? And you describe it to them. They're like, I have no idea. It's like, I live in an area that has a lot of birds and none of the locals know what the birds are. Like, they know what a hawk is. You know, obviously we know what a bald eagle is when we see it, but but anything else other than that, they're like, I don't know what that is. Like, a lot of people can't even tell the difference between just like a raven and a crow, you know? So, a raven, crow, you know, so I'm rhyming again. This is a bad sign. Actually, it's not a bad sign. I'm a poet, you know? Oh, you poor people. You're like, can you get into this about my relationship, please? So like, I feel like some of you, when you got into this like reading and you picked this pile, you were like, hoping to get some kind of guidance because things are not going as well as you would like you want them to, but it's like the energy just quite isn't there at this stage. And like, I'm trying to decide if the person who is obsessing and worried about something breaking you up, it could be either or, like, I don't know. Like, I'm feeling both. Like, I'm feeling some of you are getting the whole, like, who are you with? What's going on? Are you cheating on me? But some of you are worrying about that. Maybe in this relationship, you both do that. Maybe, this is going to be very specific for some, like, maybe way back when, like, the relationship started, maybe you were both young in different places, etc. and so forth. And like, there was like, maybe like some infidelity on both of your parts, or like you both hurt each other in some way, right? And like that past comes back to bite you. Like, it comes back to bite them. They wonder about you, comes back to bite you, and you wonder about them. Does that make sense? I'm not seeing any active like betrayal right now though. It's more like the fear of it. The fear of like, is this over? Okay. For some of you, your guides are saying that like, if this is how it's going, then yeah, it needs to be over. There needs to be some kind of like balance brought about. Okay. So whoever's freaking out all the time needs to like chill. Like, don't worry about what's other people are doing or trying to take for, or who might try to take something from you, okay? Don't worry about what your partner might do, okay? And that's the other thing that I get a lot when I'm doing readings with people privately is they want to know if it's going to work out. They want to know if they can trust that person. And like, you know, obviously you want to be with somebody you can trust, but at the same time, that person is the only person in charge of like their decisions. They're the only ones that can take action to change their realm. And so like, worrying about what they might do down the road, I get it, but it's not the most productive way to feel, because there's no way to know where we're going to be down the road. Because even if you have the best oracle tarot readers in the world, and I am not one of those, you guys are all like, clearly, and then you bounce. Like, we don't get told everything. Like, our guides don't tell us everything. I've had readings before where I was like, and the guides don't want me to tell you, and they don't even want me to know. That always goes really well. That always goes so well for me in my business. I'm like, I'm being told I can't ask that. Is there some other thing you want to ask? And it's not because I don't want to answer it for them. It's because, like, my guides are just straight up red lighting me and being like, you don't get to tell. You don't get to see that. You don't get to, it's why we don't know when we're going to die. It's why we don't know if your relationship's going to make it or not. A relationship could be in this energy and still make it. I want to make that clear, because I feel like some of you are like, if this doesn't work out, then like everything I've worked for is gone. And I want you to get out of that as well. That's a way to skewer yourself right on those swords and just keep yourself just paralyzed. Not only paralyzed because you can't see the future, not at least not all the way, right? It makes you put way too much pressure on the relationship to like make things okay for you. Your relationship is not the one thing you need to be happy, okay? Your relationship is not you all the way. Your relationship is not your entire story, okay? And what your person chooses to do is very much up to them. It can affect you, and I see that it has, that you've affected each other with choices and with past, whatevers. But like, and if you're like, oh my gosh, I need to throw this out there because of this energy that I'm feeling like a very frantic, like, set of anxiety and fear coming over some of you. Just because I said there may have been cheating in the like long ago and that you've worked through it, and you're like, I don't think that, I didn't know they cheated on me. Did they cheat on me? Please don't do that to yourselves, you guys. If you didn't catch anybody cheating on you back then and it hasn't come to fruition yet in your life, that wasn't for you, okay? I get lots of different messages coming in. It's like, I don't want anybody out there being like, I got that reading and I know that person cheated on me, even though I've never caught them. I have zero evidence. All I know is that they might have. I was worried about it. Okay. That is not a confirmation for me, nor should it be for you. Okay. You need to be okay on your own. I'm hearing that. They need to be okay on their own. You need to be okay on yours. And I'm not saying break up now and force yourselves into being okay with it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you could end up with balance if you guys both work on what's going on. Either you're the one that needs to let go a little bit, they need to let go a little bit, or you both do. This all has to stop to be able to get out of that stuck energy and move towards something better, okay? And it could be a nice partnership, a good balance, but changes need to come about. Does that make sense? Okay, what else? And please remember, I'm just the messenger, you guys. Like, don't get mad at me. Or I mean, you can, just don't tell me about it. No, I'm just kidding. You can tell me about it. I will not take any responsibility, but that's fine. I'm seeing like you need to be okay on your own. I feel like maybe a lot of times this could come down to money. Like maybe one of you's worried that like you can't make it on your own financially. That if you broke up, you wouldn't just be heartbroken, you'd be broke, right? Please, if you can, and I know everything ties into everything else, but like, please, if you can, you guys, keep that out of your decision making for your relationship if you possibly can. Because like, I can't tell you how many people and this is not specific or anything that's happening right now, but it's like, I've talked to a lot of people that are like miserable, but they won't get out of the relationship they're in or the job they're in or the building they're living in because they're worried about the money. Okay, you guys, I've been there worrying about the money, and I know there's people out there that have stayed in bad relationships, bad jobs, bad neighborhoods because of the money. Okay, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty in this pile. And I want you to let go of that as much as you can and like start trying to trust that all you can do is all you can do, right? You are not in control of anybody else's decisions. You're not in control of anybody else's actions. You can't predict it all the time. Even if some of you are intuitive, I can't predict how my relationships are going to end, you know? And I do the same exact thing. This is why I think I'm talking to you guys so slowly and thoroughly, is that I relate to you. I want control. I want to know everything's going to be okay. I want to know I'm not wasting my time, you know? And that's something that I am only recently starting to break through. Sorry for there's an airplane going by outside. It's okay, Luna. And my cats are like, what is that? I have my window open, and generally I don't because it's allergy season. But it was rainy, so I thought it might be okay, but you know, we'll see. Anyway, stupid airplane. I lost my train of thought. Fly away from that negativity that's in your life. Like, this stuff has got to stop. You can't control what anybody does. They can't control what you ultimately do. You all really can't control what these guys are gonna do, whoever these guys are that you're worried about, okay? You can't control if something bad happens, you know? It's like, all you can do is the best you can do. Like, I feel like a lot of you are, there's enough good stuff in this relationship that it's worth trying to work out. That I feel strongly, okay? So, like, I don't want you to just, like, get off this platform and be like, I gotta go break up now. I'm sure nobody's gonna do that. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing hope for this relationship. I'm just seeing there needs to be some significant changes. I feel like in a lot of cases, you both kind of fuel off of each other with this. It's like, they do it, you do it too, okay? I'm seeing that for a lot of people. For some of you, it's just you trying to live your life and they keep getting jealous, and then vice versa. They're just doing their thing and you keep getting jealous or insecure or worried, okay? A lot of you are like, see how that snake's kind of wrapped up around that tree? It's like watching and yet tightened up around trying to protect its little fruit, okay? It can also talk about temptation, but that's not what I'm getting here. Like, I'm getting very much the chained, obsessed, can't move forward, putting too much into somebody else putting too much pressure onto you. It's like imbalance, okay? The cool thing about the Devil card is that the only people that can change that energy is yourselves. So go ahead and get to it. Okay? If you're feeling jealous, start actively trying not to be. If there actually isn't evidence to suggest that that's what's occurring, or that, you know, then let it go if you can. If you can't let it go and you absolutely cannot trust your person, guess what, guys? You're going to have to move on, because it's not fair to them. It's not fair to you. Some of you might be saying, well, I can't trust them. They did X, Y, Z. Well, if you can't trust them, then there's not a lot of happiness that's going to, you know, you might be happier single that way. See what I'm saying? And I'm not saying to break up. I'm just saying that this has got to change. It's just got to. It's got to change. Let's see what your oracle says. I'm seeing if you make those changes, balance could be restored. You could be happy, but a lot of you have got to get into that feeling okay about where you are in your life. You need to be okay with you. They need to be okay with just them. Oh, 2 came out. All right. I'll bite. What's happening? Okay. Okay, guys. Look at these cards. Some of you need to open up your compassion and realize that your person actually is committed to you, okay? If they're not, and they're the ones that are being jealous, you need to insist that they give you passion, because if you're not doing anything to warrant them actually like being that suspicious, then they need to take it down a peg or two and realize that you're committed. I'm seeing, and I'm glad that I got this card, because it confirms that, like, this relationship is not dead, okay? Like, if you make the changes, it could be great, all right? I think that some commitment needs to be not actually realized, because I think you're both actually committed. to the relationship, but there needs to be a commitment on your ends to let the other one go a little bit. Like, let go of those like negative thought patterns. Let go of worrying about where it's going. Okay. Let go of trying to control how they are around other people or how you feel when other people pop up. Okay. I'm seeing good commitment between you. I'm seeing that compassion needs to take a front seat. Front seat? I don't even know what the hell that means. But here I am saying it. Okay, so let's move these up because we still got to get you a hummingbird card. Let's stick these right here. Okay, actually, let's just put this over here. So, to renew your commitment, show compassion, try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Okay, like a lot of times, like, you know, like maybe I don't feel like I'm a jealous type until I see something that makes me feel jealous. And I'm like, oh, just kidding. Yes, I am. Right. See things from that other person's point of view. Well, how would you feel if like you weren't actually doing anything and they got jealous? You'd be like, stop smothering me. You see what I'm saying? Like, show compassion to each other and try to see things from the other person's perspective to help you through this. What else do we need here? Because, yeah, I'm not seeing that you should give up on this yet. The storm has passed, dear one. Let the rays of the sun warm your feathers as you welcome in a bright new day. Yeah, it's clear skies ahead. That's good. As long as you guys make that effort and do the work, as they say, you're going to be good. Like, it's going to be okay. If there was something in the past that, oh, another one. Another card popped out for you. Well, let's go ahead and find out what that one is. If this is definitely like something like where you both hurt each other way back in the beginning of your relationship, this should be confirmation that it's not happening now. Okay, I'm not seeing infidelity or anything like that right now. I'm not seeing either of you wanting to leave. I'm just seeing a lot of like discord and conflict happening because of this energy over here and the worry. Okay, so let's see. This one says, yeah, synergy. Your heart and your dreams blossom through fulfilling symbiotic partnerships. Okay, so yeah, it's like you guys are actually well matched in your energy. Like, you could be like equals. You could be like a power couple, I'm seeing. But one of you or both of you needs to let go of that. That is the main thing that I'm seeing for this pile. Okay. Oof, for that, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you for watching. If this was helpful, please give me some comments in the comment section about how it was helpful or how it resonated. If you would like to give me some topic ideas, please do so. I'm always open for suggestions. Do that in the comment section as well. You can always email me with ideas and things if you don't want to just call me out there in the open. You can also book a private reading with me. You can email me and find out how that all works. You can also just click on the Everclear link and it takes you to a platform where I work. But if you want to actually like meet with me, find out what my process is beforehand and whatnot, like there's a description on Everclear, but you can always just shoot me an email. I'll answer you. All right. As long as you're not freaky or disgusting, whatever that means. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Last but not least, pile 4. So if you are in a relationship and you picked this pile, this is going to be your reading all about what's going on with you and your person, who you are in a relationship with. If you are single, you need to bounce out of here and go find the singles reading that is made right around the same time as this. Look at this. Did all your cards come out at once? Wouldn't that be nice? Anything else? Okay. I'm not sure where this one's going to land. I'm going to set this one right up here. Don't freak out because it's heartache or whatever, but anything else, Spirit? All right, fine. Okay. All right. I'm like, all right, fine. Aren't I so nice to Spirit? I'm like, fine, I guess I'll read it. A bad attitude today. I got a bad attitude. It's because it's romance. I don't do well. He's like, why does she hate it? I don't. I just, I feel like there's more important things to life. But, I'm not going to tell you that. You're here. All right. So this card popped out, whether I wanted it to or not. This is the heartache card. So I'm not sure exactly where it falls in your spread without flipping the other cards over. So I'm just going to stick this kind of down here for now, and we'll just look at what else we've got here for you. The Hermit. The Knight of Swords. The Ace of Wands. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you are rushing a bit, or your people are. Four of Pentacles. The High Priestess. Okay. And then Three of Swords popped out. Kind of towards the end, but it popped out before the High Priestess. So that makes me feel like it needs to go right about here. Okay. But I'll move it if I need to. I don't follow no rules. I don't follow no rules. I don't worry about double negatives anymore. Just kidding. I didn't worry about them before. People who worked with me in my previous life are like, yeah, she really didn't. It's true. Okay, I'm not what you would call a grammar Nazi. All right. And some people are like, you should. I'm like, okay, no. Hold your breath until I do. It's because language always changes. That's something the other tour guides won't tell you. What movie is that from? Okay. Always tell me if you catch a movie quote in the comments. Let me know what movie I quoted. You never know. You'll at least get some verbal accolades from me of like, yeah, awesome person knew which movie I was referencing. It's a dying thing. Like, nobody does this anymore. My shadow is creeping in as well, so I apologize for that. All right. That means I've been doing this for way too long today already. Okay. So let's look and see what we've got here. We've got the Hermit. We've got the Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Four of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and the High Priestess. I'm seeing in your relationship... What is happening here? This is an interesting pile. Okay, first let's throw this out of the way. Because I don't know if you guys are like me, but anytime I'm doing a reading and this sucker pops out, like the Tower or the Ten of Swords, I'm like, oh, what badness is this? Okay. Three of Swords, generally, you know where the heartache is coming from. Or a lot of times in my readings, I notice that like it pops up, it's like, to avoid this, okay? And that is definitely what I'm seeing here. To avoid heartache in your relationship, you need to start trusting your intuition a little bit more. You need to let go of the things you're holding on to tightly too. I'm seeing with the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is usually about taking things slow. Slow and steady wins the race kind of energy. Calculating things before you make any major decisions. Saving money, being calm, okay? Really being responsible in the sense of like not rushing in, right? Only fools rush in, right? Like, the Fool does, but that card is, we don't have the Fool here, so it doesn't matter. I'm seeing like you rushing something, and since this is a romantic reading, it's almost like with the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Wands, it's like you want this relationship to be further along than it is. And the fact that the Hermit's there in the beginning. All right, I'm going to call somebody out just in case. Just because I'm feeling what I'm feeling. I feel like some of you are not in this relationship yet. At least one of you. But you want to be. and you're like seeing where the relationship is going to go, but you haven't started the relationship yet. Okay. I hate to say it, you're going to have to hop over to the singles pile because you're not in this relationship yet. No, I'm just kidding. You can stay. There's probably, well, you can stay, you can go. I really have no control over what you do. You're a free agent. You can do whatever you want. My pile fours. But if that is the case for you, don't hold on to stuff you don't have yet. That will definitely cause you some heartache. Okay. Trust your intuition that you're where you need to be at this time, because I feel like deep down inside you know how things are already, but you're just kind of getting confirmation by doing a reading. I do it all the time. I watch these readings like crazy. There's like 4 or 5 people that I watch just regularly all the time. That some of you probably watch them too. So a lot of times I'll feel something is true, but I watch these for a confirmation. It's like I see you wanting things to be said, maybe even in some cases, and this is for just the people or person who is thinking about this relationship with this person who hasn't happened yet, okay? It's like you're imagining saying things, you're imagining the passion, you want to rush into it, you're holding on to the idea of it, it's causing you heartache because it doesn't exist yet, and you know that, okay? That's the first message I get. Hang out for your oracle cards if that's you. If the relationship hasn't happened yet and you're not in a relationship yet, your guides are going to they're going to treat you a little different in this pile. They're not going to treat you bad, but their messages are going to be different for you. I'm hearing like, don't count your chickens before they hatch kind of situation. Okay. And deep down, you know that. I think you're just, you know, I'll do a does your crush like you back video after this. How about that? Ugh. I'll do 3 gross romantic readings in a row just for you. Oh my word. The fact that anybody follows me at all is hilarious to me. I'm like, bless your hearts for sticking around because I'm so mean about the romance cards. I'm always like, ew, gross. I know. I've been learning about myself doing these readings. I've got hang-ups. I'm like, stop caring about relationships. Well, you have to care about relationships, obvi. But here I am being like, ew, gross. Stop thinking about it. Ew. So yeah, if you have a crush on someone and it hasn't formed into a relationship yet, I just gave you your message. Go ahead and run it back so I don't have to say it again. But I promise I will make you a how does your crush feel about you reading. I will do that. I'm going to do that for you. I might not do it today, but I'm going to try. I like to try to get these gross ones out of the way all at once because they wear me out. Probably because, you know, I create so much resistance in myself. Okay, let's see. Some of you are kind of in a new relationship. You're still kind of in this mode, okay? So I'm seeing that some of you in this new relationship, the person in your life is very gung-ho. Gung-ho, ready to go. Passion, baby. This is a passionate new start, okay? And you're kind of saying, let's not rush it. I've seen where that leads. I know how that goes. It can lead to heartache. We should take things slow. Protect what's ours, right? You feel like you need to protect. Let's not share money. Let's not move in right away. Let's not say I love you, you know, just right this second. Well, as your person is like, yes, okay? If it's the opposite and you're the one that's all gung-ho and they're the ones that are like, calm down a little bit, I feel like the heartache might be stemming from like you feeling like, well, why do you not like me the way I like you? You don't want to be boyfriend girlfriends no more? Also from a show. I quote a lot of movies and shows, so go ahead and put it in the comments if you ever figure out what I'm referencing. I'd love to make it a fun little deal that we do in the comments. If you don't, I'll just keep bringing it up. And then one day you'll be watching some random show and you'll be like, hey, Miriam brought that up once. All right, y'all. One sec, I gotta close this window. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. If you were hearing birds chirping, that shall cease. That was not what was bothering me, though. It was just the window is open. It is one of the 3 allergy seasons that affect me. Fall. It's fall right now. It's turning from summer to fall right now. This is timeless, by the way, but it's like I get hot and I want to like open the windows, but like then I pay for it in other ways. And today was really stupid because I opened the window. It was all rainy and cold. It's like 60 degrees right now. I'm like, tasty. Let's get some of that. Open it. It made it hot in here. I don't even understand. I'm mad about it. Anyway, but enough about me. Let's talk about you. Where was I? So for some of you, if you are the one who is gung-ho and your person's kind of holding back, especially if this is a new relationship, go ahead and chillax a little bit. I see this thing that happens in new relationships where a lot of times like one person is like, when are they going to say I love you? When are we going to get married? When is this going to happen? When are they going to commit to me? When are they going to move in? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh yeah, let me see if I can read that. How long have you been together? Like 2 days. I'm like, oh. And that's an extreme example. And it's not actually linked to any actual real like readings I've done for anybody recently. But like, we all have friends, right? Growing up, I'm old. I've had a lot of friends. They come and go. And I remember like right around like 24, 25, that was when all of my friends started to be like, where's this relationship going? Are we going to get married? Are we going to have kids? And I get it. Like if that's like a goal that you have to have a bunch of kids and get married and have that kind of a life. I get it. Like I get that like sense of urgency that people have. You know, like you want to meet your person when you're young and virile and whatnot. But like, don't box yourself into like one solid idea of like where you think it should be going. Because like, that is not usually how life works out. As they say, it happens when we're making other plans. So it's like, this horse is really cute. Yeah, notice how the horse even has wings in this like night of like that's how gung-ho somebody is. Like you're not even just riding in on a horse like and having the air like energy of the swords. Like you're riding a horse that has wings that are literally made out of swords. That doesn't get much more gung-ho-y than that. Gung-ho-y, like that's a good word. It's slang, so I can just make it up, right? I have no loyalty to any language, you guys. You'll figure that out. If you're a grammar person, you're going to be mad at me because I used to teach English. But like, you know, so I know all the rules and I choose to break them. My bad. Okay, I digress. If you're the person that's feeling gung-ho-ish, and it's a new relationship, like to ease that burden and pain that you're giving yourself, you need to just kind of relax and let things develop. Like you don't have to drag them out of their little hermit cave just yet, okay? Because I'm seeing that if it is a new relationship, it's just getting started. Excuse me, that was a hiccup. It was like a yawn that turned into a hiccup, like the air didn't go down right. Oof, okay. I promise if I ever vomit all over my table, I'll leave that in. No, I'm just kidding. I probably won't. You'll never know if I vomit in front of you because I'll just destroy the tape. The tape anyway. Good God. Okay. So what I'm seeing is that you have enough stuff on your own. You don't need to have everything shared with you just yet. Okay. And I feel like for some of you, that's kind of a change. Like, I feel like a lot of times, like, you know, maybe you were in a relationship before and it moved very quickly. And so that's what you expect. Or maybe because it's going well, you want it to move faster. You want to know how they feel. You want to know where it's going. Oh, man. You guys are going to get so sick of me saying this in these readings about love. But, like, that perfect ending does not exist, you guys. Like, I don't know if you're going to end up together because one of you might die. And I don't talk about people dying on here. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't even ask about it. I want to know, you know? It's not going to go well if, like, one of you doesn't learn to let go a little bit, okay? To slow down a little bit, let things develop. It's just getting started is what I'm feeling, okay? Now, for some of you that are in a longer relationship, let's get you a message. I feel like in that particular instance that, like, one of you is a little more introverted, one of you is much more outgoing. I don't care which one is which. So just apply it where it needs to be applied. But in this particular instance, like, that combined actually has created like a really nice passionate thing between you. Okay. And it keeps things fresh and new for each other. And so that to me is reading very positive for some of you. One of you is just more introverted, one of you is more extroverted, and you actually kind of balance each other out. Like, if one gets too fiery, the other one will pull you back a little bit, vice versa. Okay. So if one of you is holding on too tightly, the other one helps the other one let go a little bit, that kind of thing. I'm seeing that you kind of intuitively know that about each other. And you've been together long enough that you know how to exist. It's like you complement each other with your differences. And that knowledge has saved you both a lot of heartache. It's also helped you heal heartaches from your past, from past relationships. And it's moved you forward into like a more simpatico relationship. So I think that's what I've got. One person in particular might not be in that relationship yet. There might have been more than one of you that crop up over time. I'm going to make you, how does your crush feel about you? That message was just that the relationship hasn't even started yet. You know this. It's causing you aching. And so you need to like let go and watch the how does your crush feel about you video I'm going to make you just for you. It's going to load up right after this one. Okay. And then you know what you need to do in that particular instance. Okay. If I called you out, you know, just giggle behind your hand. I can't see you. I can't see who you are. I just felt that. The other people, it's a new relationship. One is very gung-ho. One is like, let's take it slow. And to avoid heartache in that respect, you know, let it go and let things develop a little better. If you're gung-ho person, like if you're the one that's like, no, we need to take this slow, and your person's being very gung-ho-y, you poor people. How many times are you going to have to hear me say gung-ho and gung-ho-y? It's such a weird, like, terminology that hardly anyone even uses anymore. But here I am using it because I'm old doggies. You know, we can learn new tricks, but we prefer not to. I don't know if it's been working for us so far. If your person's being gung-ho-y, try to just accept that it's because they're very passionate for you. Don't let them in too much. Don't compromise yourself, you know, because it could lead to you hurting them or them hurting you, or just it not working out because they're rushing too fast. But make sure to like let them know that like you're in it. You're in it to win it, man. You're here to see what happens, you know, but they need to kind of temper themselves down a little bit. And so like, I feel like if your person is more gung-ho-ish, that you intuitively know how to handle that and that you're going to be fine. If you're the one that's feeling gung-ho and the other person's feeling standoffish, I feel more heartache coming from you because it makes you feel like they might not like you. Okay. And that is not the case. It's just early enough that they don't know. Okay. For people that have been in a relationship for a long time, you're just kind of different. One's more outgoing, one's more isolated, but you complement each other and create a nice passion together with that. Okay, so like if one of you saves money, the other one might be more like, let's go out and spend our money. We don't need to save it, you know, and you kind of balance each other out, because if like you weren't there telling them to rate it in, they might spend too much. If they weren't there telling you to let go a little bit, you might not enjoy as much. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for the 3 different scenarios for the people in this group 4. Let's get you some oracle cards. Oh, and if you're in a relationship and you still want to watch the what does my crush think about me? You can do that. I've done that with like committed relationship people. I'm like, you're still my crush because, I'm with you and I like you. Talent. Ooh, very nice. I'm seeing like with this card that like both of you have talents, but they're different. Like one of you has more talent behind closed doors and the other one is like more talented out in the world. Like it doesn't matter which. That's just like confirmation that I'm getting. I'm also seeing that like that this relationship has talent to it. Does that make sense? Like that's a weird thing to say about a relationship. Like some people are just good at being in their relationship together and like, some people see that and they're like, oh, I gotta break them up. That's not gonna happen. But like I'm seeing like talent, like you're either talented people or like together you're gonna like raise some talent or bring out each other's talents. Okay. Let's see what your hummingbirds have to say. The little things. His cute little hat. I love this card. They just enjoy, like, I love that he just loves his little hat. Okay? I love that they're just, like, happy with each other. Take time to rest upon your perch and delight in every tiny miracle. Yes! So maybe they haven't proposed, right? Maybe they're a little more standoffish. Maybe they want to take it slow. They're not going anywhere. Okay? Like, I don't see for any of these piles that you guys are headed that this person's going to put you here. Okay? The only people that are going to end up here are going to put themselves there. There's like, sweet, thanks, Miriam. I know. So much of this stuff that you get readings on is very much in your control. But that's the good news. If you hear something you don't like, you can always change it. Yo. Okay. Yeah. If this is new, just be sure to like drink in every little moment. Okay? Like just because they haven't proposed yet doesn't mean they're not going to. Like, so enjoy swinging together. Not swinging. Or if you're into that, maybe you're into swinging and so are they, and they're like, you have a talent for that sort of thing. You don't get jealous. But yeah, they're on a swing. That's why I'm up. Swinging. My bad. I wasn't picking up any third party energy, even in like an open relationship kind of like situation or like a poly relationship kind of situation. Not picking up on that. I'm picking up that if this is a new relationship, you need to delight in the little things as they happen. It's never going to be new like this again, even if they do propose. Okay, so enjoy going on dates, enjoy getting to know each other, enjoy watching a movie together for the first time, all those little things. Enjoy sharing a dessert. That was a very slurred dessert. I'm like, a rum cake. Just kidding. I don't think you can get drunk off rum cake. I don't know. I mean, like, whenever I wanted to get drunk, I just went straight for the source, like, where's that alcohol? Let's get that drunk down and get that feeling. So they're like, oh, do you want rum cake? I probably would have eaten it, but like I probably would have been like, can I have a shot as well? I don't feel like this rum cake's doing it for me. Some of you need to like enjoy those little things as they happen because like there's no rush, you guys. It could be like 1,000 years from now that you finally like end up by the way, if you read the phone number on that and you wanted to call somebody, you're not going to be calling me. That's my emergency contact. Anyway, I just noticed it flipped around. I was like, whoops. Not that you probably can read it, but I guess there's talented people out there. Now you know who I am and what I'm allergic to. Anyway. Yeah, but if you call that number, you're not going to be calling me. You're going to be calling a rough character. My emergency contact is a rough character. That's the one you want for your emergency contact. They'll come get you. They'll come find you. They're gun-ho-y. All right. If this is not a new relationship, I feel like that in this relationship, because you're so complementary to each other, that you both have this like innate talent of enjoying those little things that you enjoy, like every little thing that you two do together, even if it's just like it's not even like a cool road trip. It's just like It's like a road trip to that place that's like 50 miles away. I live in a rural area, so I would just like bring up stuff like that. Like, we have lots of road trips out here, but like they're like to go to the doctor and get groceries, stuff like that. And so y'all are good at like, even if it's not like a cool road trip where you're actually going somewhere cool, you still enjoy it like it's a road trip. Like, you still, like, you have a talent for like making the most of those little moments and like really enjoying. Like, I love the little hat. I don't know which one of you loves little details and accessories, but one of you does. And the other one loves that about you. Okay. Do you guys know people like that? They're like very into their little accessories, and like some people find it annoying that they are that into it, and like other people are like, oh, it's so charming, and like, look at all their cute little things that they have on. Look at their cute little hat. Look how the cute little ribbon on the hat matches the little throat area, right? I love that. And like that little partner like loves that like little hummingbird loves the little hummingbird hat that it's wearing. Okay. I love that. Like, I'm also seeing like being able to have fun and having a talent for just like having that like childhood like joy feeling together. Okay. And this is for the people that are like in a relationship. If it's a new relationship, that is the potential that this relationship has. But one of you needs to calm down a little bit. It doesn't need to happen all at once. Okay. That big marriage proposal and all of that stuff, that can all come later, right? And in some cases, you know, the more you wait, the more little beautiful moments you'll rack up together. And that's beautiful as well. Okay. So that being said, I don't really have much else to say. Like, focus on the talent that comes through. I love how like talent came through for a romance reading. It's like, I love that idea, even though I always joke and say it's gross. Romance is so gross. I'm actually kind of a bit of a romantic. Like, I believe in love at first sight and true love and soulmates and all of that. I do. I just don't believe that every single person is going to get that. Okay. Sometimes it's our own making. Sometimes it's just not the path we're on. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't make a talent out of enjoying every moment you have in life, even if the relationship doesn't end up in the happy ending category, or you don't end up making it or being together forever. I just always throw that out there. Most people are not ever together forever, you guys. Like, death happens. Okay? Death happens. People change. Sometimes it's not anybody's fault. Okay? And we don't know why the people that come into our lives always. Okay? Make a talent out of enjoying what you have while you have it, because that's the kind of stuff that gets you through moments like these, is the fact that it's like, yeah, we didn't work out. And I'm not saying that you guys aren't going to work out. My gosh, you guys, some of you aren't even together yet. That person's like, okay, enough, I'll go watch the crush video. But I'm not saying you're not going to make it. I'm saying that, like, you know, everybody separates at the end, even if it's by death, you guys, you know, even if you both die at the same time, we don't know where we're going. And so, like, you know, my point is that you never know how much time you have with anything. It's like, make a talent out of enjoying those little things, those little moments. That first feeling of butterflies in your tummy. You see the butterflies, right? And the tummy is always talking about listening to your gut, you know, where your intuition sits, like in the middle of your core, right? And so it's like, I want you to make a talent out of not forcing things into something that they need to be. If your person is the one who's more gung-ho-y and this is a new relationship and you're trying to get them to simmer down a little, you know, like maybe you've already hurt their feelings because you didn't call them, you know, after, you know, 2 hours after they sent you that text or whatever. Some people really freak out if you don't answer their text right away. I got to throw this out there. If you're a person that worries about it, or if your person's a person that worries about it, disable that feature on your phone so it lets you know that your stuff has been seen. They can see that you saw, they can see that you left it on red and you didn't, like, And I start doing it. It'll be like a stupid friend. We're not even a romantic. I'm like, are you mad at me? It's like, because they didn't answer my text right away. It's so like, it messes with my head so much that I always give that advice. Like, as soon as you get a new texting app or a new phone, get that crap out of there if you can get it out of there. Okay? It makes you overanalyze what the other person is doing way too much. It also makes you feel exposed if you don't have time. Okay? And so that's just a fun little thing of advice I like to give people. It might make you feel a little less in control, but guess what? Like, you won't be dwelling. You'll have less heartache in your life if you take that red option right off of there. Yes. I leave mine on for some people, and then some people I will not. I'm like, I don't want to know what you're up to. I'll start to, overanalyze and kick cameras, knock stuff around. Rawr. Okay, that's all I've got for you. My pile 4, they're like, oh, thank God, that was miserable, Miriam. I know. Commiserate with me in these romance readings. It's pretty much what you're going to get. I probably could never do a whole channel on just romance. This I know. Maybe I'll change. Maybe I'll make a talent out of being better at talking about romance. I don't know. It'll never happen. Anyway, thank you for being here. Give me comments on how this resonated for you. Also, give me comments on topics you'd like to see in the future, because I don't know what you want unless you tell me. I'm not that psychic. And then also, book a private reading with me if you wish. There are ways to do so in the description box. And yeah, you can also just email me and ask me questions. I don't mind. We will see you in the next one. Take care, my beautiful peoples. Bye-bye-bye.